This is an actuator video demonstrating how to replace the door springs on the Land Rover Discovery 1 and the Land Rover Range Rover Classic. It's a common issue that one of the springs in the door actuator rusts and snaps and makes it very tricky to open the door. You may have to hold up the latch whilst you're opening the door, or turn the key and open the door in sync, which gets a bit tricky after a while. We'll now show you how to replace this with one of our new design springs. These are stainless steel and they're thicker wound, so they won't fail again. This repair can be carried out in situ. We'll just do it on the bench for ease of showing you the process. First off, remove the two screws holding on the grab handle, positioned here and here, making sure you retain the washer which goes with each screw. Repeat the process for this screw and lift off the handle. We can now remove the trim from around the handle. Just lift up the handle and you'll find a Phillips headed screw on. Just remove that and take the trim off like that. We can now remove the door trim. Start from the bottom. Just lever away the door trim. Once all the trim is removed, just push through the lock. You'll be able to remove the trim. Just pull off the electrical connector from the window switch. We can now have the trim out of the way for the time being. Depending on if the panel's been off before, you may find inside just a cover covers all the components. Just simply remove this. It's not that tricky to remove, and you should be able to remove it in one piece with a bit of care. You can now start removing the lock mechanism. To do this, remove these two Phillips headed screws here and a 10mm head there. Again, taking care to retain all the washers. This 10mm bolt here, there's a washer which sits just inside here. Just make sure you retain that. You can now start removing the linkages so that we can remove the locking mechanism. First linkage up here, just pushes out of position like so. It might have a retainer on it. It looks like this one's lost it, but you just lift off the retainer and then lift off that linkage. There's a small linkage further inside the door here. Just lift the retainer on and then just lever the rod out of position like so. Free in the lock. There's a further linkage on the handle. Just remove these bolts holding the handle on. Turn the handle back over. You can see the linkage in there. We just leave that out of position. Takes just a bit of wiggling. You can free the handle. This step just takes a bit of wiggling to get the lock into position and out of the door. And there we have the mechanism out of the vehicle. Remove the remnants of the old spring if there are any and insert the new spring. We insert this into the hole which the old spring came out of. See here. We then rotate the spring using a pair of pliers or a screwdriver. We just force this top leg of the spring into this groove here. That's back operating as it should. That concludes the repair of the lock. You can now refit that back into the door and that will solve the problems with the lock on your vehicle. If you need any more guidance, first off visit our website because there's some good pictorial instructions on how to replace the spring and some good up close shots. Or you can telephone us on 01843 446643 or email us at sales@actuator.co.uk. Thank you.